The courses for a new USDA National Institute of Food and Agriculture online learning program are being designed to meet students where they are. Dr. John Ricketts, the author of the grant proposal, discussed the concept for members of the Memphis, Tennessee Agricultural Club. The club has been holding Zoom meetings during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm going to show you what we're trying to put in place. We wanted learning that focused on the whole child approach. And the whole child is kind of what the Ag and Extension does, right? We meet students where they are. We focus on their learning style. We believe in what's called differentiated instruction. Every student is at a different stage, and we try to meet them where they are and move them along. We wanted it to be based on standards, and we wanted them to just stay on schedule. And so that's what we attempted to do. And here's our objectives. That's a lot of words on the page. To keep from typing them all for today's presentation, it's actually a screenshot. I apologize. But really, you see, we're developing 8 courses. And these courses are done in a very particular way that I'll explain in just a moment. We're making sure these courses are available for dual enrollment. So high schools can use them and the colleges can use them. And then we're doing research to document the impact of this work. Those in extension are recognized a logic model. This is just another view of our project. You can see the courses listed in yellow there. I'll show you another slide where you see them in more detail, but we're developing courses for every pathway in the National Council of Ag Education. They have these national content standards, and they have these pathways. And so there's a course for every pathway, which to you just means about every discipline in ag is covered with our courses. Another part that's really important here is our course sharing platform in the activities column that I highlighted, and I'll explain that to you in just a moment. Here's our standards, and these are also our courses. So the national content standards are basically the courses that we're developing: agribusiness, animal science, biotech, environmental science, natural resources, food products and processing, plant science, and then the power class, which we're calling ag engineering. And I wanted to show you this piece because, you know, the new Farm Bill, NEFA, has these priority areas, and we also showed how our courses line up with the priority areas. So a lot of times when you write a grant, you just work on one priority area. In ag education, oftentimes we're working on more than one. There's not a lot of funding in ag education compared to food science, for instance, but when there is, it's a little bit more shotgun approach than rifle approach, if that makes sense. So our project addresses all the Farm Bureau priority areas because we're developing courses in all of these different disciplines. So how are we developing a high quality online course? Well, I told you about some previous grants where we started to develop these relationships with some software companies. Cogbooks is the software company that I felt did the best job of that whole student piece. You know, if we're doing all online, 100% online, it's kind of hard to have, integrate everything that an agricultural education program would do, but there's got to be some other ways to get at the whole student. Cogbooks really does a neat thing. They use logarithms, kind of like an SAT or an ACT or a GRE. If you're successful, your rigor goes up. If you struggle, you get remediation, and you are able to sort of go at the speed that you need to reach the competency. And so they have some data. There was some courses they developed in biology at Arizona State University. Dropout rates went down 90%, 24% increase in student success. And that is among students that are already fairly successful. I think our numbers are going to be all world. I'm so excited about the impact this is going to have on our underrepresented students.